Excellent. Great. Oh dear. That screen is much too bright for this dark lighting because it is not... My lights just flickered. I think there might be a ghostie in my room. Spray with salt! Right, okay, so I actually went on a little bit of a rant for this video, and I just kind of started out making bullet points but ended up writing full out paragraphs towards the end because I ran across a point that I was feeling a little bit passionate about, and it just went downhill from there. I'm making this video incredibly last minute because Luis and I had a baking video and we were planning to release that today, and that didn't happen because turns out we had over 2 hours of footage and we can't really edit that in one day. This time I'm going to be talking about things I wish I was told about university before I got there, because let's be honest, wow, if you're going from like a home life where someone helps you and like there's food in the fridge, the parent goes grocery shopping, the parent helps you drive because I can't drive in this country. If you go from that to all of a sudden needing to do so much by yourself, and literally you go from like, even if your parents don't help you out quite as much, your parents still like manage you to some extent, so you go from like being managed to having zero management, and honestly it's terrifying. Here are a couple things I wish I was told before I got to university, because oh my gosh, the glasses are staying on for this video. I apologize if there's any reflective surfaces. It's because I once again cannot read my own computer. First things first, as I was just literally just saying, the learning curve is not only do you need to now juggle your classes and your lectures and stuff, but you're also trying to juggle new responsibilities. It's like you have the freedom to do anything you want, but also no freedom at all. And here's the best thing I can say for it. It's like you can eat ice cream for dinner every single night if you want, but you need to buy the ice cream yourself. And going to buy the ice cream is a pain because you gotta get on the bus from the university, then you gotta take a 20-minute bus ride down the road to Tesco's or to Walmart or to wherever, and then you gotta do your grocery shopping, then you gotta go back on the same bus. So by the time you decide you want ice cream, it's another hour before you can actually have ice cream. I would suggest, since you know, all these new things are coming at you, you should probably make a schedule to do all these menial chores. Make a schedule for, like, make a weekly schedule for grocery shopping, laundry, cleaning your room, because honestly, if you let your room go to a pigsty, you're going to feel so unproductive about everything, and you're just gonna hate being in your room, and it's just gonna be a mess. You're not gonna wanna do anything. Trust me, I've been in that situation. You don't wanna do anything. Side note, if you have dirty dishes after you eat, then do it right away. Literally, dirty dishes piling up is not fun for anyone. Most people share a kitchen their first year at university. You don't want your dirty dishes lying around the kitchen because a pile of dirty dishes is just gross and you have to stare at it, and sometimes the dishes get moldy and it's disgusting. Trust me, I've seen. One of my flatmates had a rice cooker that they let get moldy, and it's just sitting there because nobody knows what to do with it, and so we were like, are they gonna come back? Is it gonna be taken? So it's just sitting in an empty kitchen now because none of us knew what to do with it. It's bad manners to leave your dirty dishes in the kitchen, so clean up after yourself, you heathen. If you're going to do anything right away, your dishes. Everything else, set up a schedule for. Do your grocery shopping on Sundays. Do your laundry on No, don't do your laundry on Saturdays. The washing machines are always folding. Do your laundry Wednesday afternoons. I don't know. Clean your room Friday night. Make a schedule. Don't do all the adulting things on one day because then you'll be tired out. Do it all on separate days. Make it just gradual. Societies at university are so fun. Join at least one. I promise you, you won't regret it. If you don't join a society, you're gonna feel kind of lonely because where else are you gonna make friends from? Your classes, your flatmates, yeah, sure, but you don't want to be speaking to those people all the time. You need friends away from those people. Join a society. It's so much fun, and it doesn't even need to be one that's that big. There's small societies. There's like Disney societies, there's music, you don't need to join like one that's super serious. You can just do one that's kind of for fun. On that note though, they do take up time. So if you're going to join some, don't join too many because they take up time, and it's also more serious now that you're at university because these people are doing it for fun, but also it might be what they want to do as a profession. For example, my university, Swansea, Swansea doesn't have a music degree, so everybody who does a music club is doing it for fun, but also because for experience. The orchestra, the choir, the pit band, all these things I was a part of, everybody there was doing it because they wanted to be there. And that's the cool thing about doing a society at university, is that everyone now wants to be there. So everyone's going to take it so much more seriously. Everyone's going to put their heart and soul into this. And it's such an uplifting thing because you're finally around people who like the same things as you, and it's nice. So join a society, but seriously, but if you don't feel like you can handle one that's too serious on top of your classes, then join one that's just for fun. It's okay. You don't need to join one that's immediately more serious. I joined all the serious society. I like to joke with my friends. I joined all the musics, and literally I joined all the musics. I joined the choir, I joined the orchestra, I joined the pit band, I joined my friend's folk group, I was in chamber choir, like I did all the musics. But yeah, it's for sports. There's now competitions, there's now things, everything. For the more serious clubs, everything kind of matters more, and that is, it's stressful. It's fun, but it's stressful. It's fun because most societies do this thing where they go on outings with the club, and that is a lot of fun. I've done some really fun things with the Taekwondo club. We went laser tagging, we went bowling, we did this ninja laser tag thing. It was so much fun. You end up spending a lot of time with these people, and I spent a lot of time with the Taekwondo club, and I loved it. I loved hanging out with them, I really did. It was a lot of fun. And then I also loved spending time with people from choir and people from orchestra, and then pit band, you just got so close with the people. But at the same time, like I'll do pit band for example, because I've always loved pit band. It's always so much fun to hear the actors up on stage and doing stuff, and I'm gonna cut myself there because I will go into a full-on rant on how much I love this. But everyone around me was so professional and so competent at what they were doing, and it was amazing actually. They took their roles so seriously, and it was so unlike my first pit band experience that it felt like I was being thrown into the deep end. And that really stressed me out, and I felt like I had to work a lot harder to keep up with the rest of them, and I did. Because I play multiple instruments and they just specialized in the one, and it's a lot easier to specialize in one than play multiple. Unless you're a prodigy, but I'm not. It's worth it to join a society, it really is. But there will be times that the society gets stressful because it requires a certain amount of dedication. So there's that. Just keep that in mind. Socializing. Number 3, the best. Socializing. God, yay! Oh god, this was the worst. This was the worst bit. I swear, the first week I moved into my flat, I was a nervous wreck. I was like, I don't know anyone here. I don't know what's going on. I'm all on my own. Can I just hide? Spoiler alert, you can't just hide in your room the entire time. I mean, you can, but it's not. You can, but it's not a good thing to do. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not really something that you should be doing. It's not healthy for you. Don't just hide in your room. I say hiding in my room while there are people at my house currently. It's good to make a lot of friends at uni, but also at the same time, be careful. But you always hear the thing where it's like, oh, your flatmates, they're gonna be your friends forever. And that may be true for some of you. I know that some of my flatmates, I know that I'm going to, there's some of them that are gone now that I know I'm probably not gonna see again. I'm gonna miss them. I really am, because I liked hanging around them. But then there are some that I'm living with next year, and I don't regret living with them, and I think it's going to be a great experience. I really feel like we could be like friends for a very long time, and I don't regret that. It's just that there are some people in the flat that I thought I was going to be friends with for a long time. A lot of people will tell you this. There are people that you will think that you're going to be friends with for a long time, and then there are people that you are going to be friends with for a long time. Because you're all in the same situation, you're all looking to make friends as quickly as possible. And that's a good thing. Just after a month, you might find some people that you click better with than your flatmates, and you know, that's okay. I would say that I certainly clicked faster with some of my course mates than with my flatmates. But in the end, I did click with my flatmates. It just took a little extra time. You need to make sure that you find your crowd. And by your crowd, I mean your crowd, your people. Find your people. I found my people in my societies and on my course. And like, not the crowd that forces you to go along and do with it whatever you want with them, but the crowd that really accepts you for you. Like, if you're not really big on clubbing, I'm not big on clubbing. I've gone clubbing a total of 3 times. I hated every single one. I had panic attacks every single time without fail. It was horrifying. I will never go clubbing again. I found friends who wouldn't force me to go clubbing. That's fine. If you like going clubbing, then by all means, find friends who will go to clubs with you. It depends on you. On the note of socializing, be careful who you choose to live with next year. Yeah, you can't pick who you live with your first year. It's blind luck. You can't pick it. But you can pick who you want to live with for your second year and onwards. So be very careful. Don't just pick your current flatmates because you feel like you know them the best and living with them has already proven to be somewhat easy. If you don't click with them as well as you click with some other people, it's okay. That being said, if you're comfortable with your flatmates, then go ahead and live with them. I'm living with 2 of my current flatmates and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Don't pick your future flatmates right away. Wait until at least December before you start to consider it, because you could be digging your grave prematurely and the people you're choosing might not be as good of a fit as you might think. So just be careful with that. Give it time is what I'm saying. Give it time. And don't worry about housing situation until at least December. There are always houses available. Don't stress. It's okay. You don't need to pick a house in October or November. Wait until December, January. It's okay. There will be houses available. Classes. You're going to hate me for saying this, but these classes do matter now. First year, doesn't, but at the same time it does, because these classes are now the foundation for your future years, so you need to pay attention. And you need to actually go to your classes is what I'm saying. Don't skip your lectures. That's a bad idea. Don't do it. If you need help, then ask. Your professors are there for a reason. More than likely, at my university, the professors always were willing to stay after lectures to answer questions. And if they were too busy, they said, here's my email. Email me the question. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And they always answered within the day. But then Swansea is really good. I love my university. I really do. I love going there. On that note, you do not need to buy textbooks quite as frequently as you might think. Everyone's like, textbook. You don't need to buy them. You don't. You really don't. Go to the library. If there's a textbook that you really want or is particularly hard to find, then go ahead. You can order it. But you can find it cheaper in Swansea. There's an Oxtown bookshop that was like, hey, here's a version of the textbook that's a lot cheaper. You don't need to get the exact version. You don't need edition 8. You can get edition 6 and it's a lot cheaper. It goes from being like £120 to only £20. So you save a lot of money that way. You really don't need to buy every single textbook. You can check it out at the library and make a couple notes on the specific chapter. Now, here's something that might be a bit sensitive for a few people, but university is also a time for self-discovery. For most of us, it's the first time that we've actually been away from home for the first time. And it's where we can discover who we are without the constants of a parental figure. And I'm not saying that a parental figure is bad per se, I'm just saying that we tend to act differently around our parents compared to how we act around our friends. Don't deny it, I know you do, I do, I know you do too. Which relates back to a previously point, make sure you find friends that you can be you around. Don't be somebody else, be you. Yeah, because if you find someone that you have to pretend around, you'll feel trapped for the whole year. Find your people, because it's a big university. My university is small and there's 17,000 people there. You will find your people somewhere, so join a society, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, that being said, make sure to stick to your core morals, because while you're at this entirely new place where you've never been before, you don't know anyone, you're completely on your own now, your opinions and values are what's going to stick with you in this time, so you shouldn't change yourself to look better, because everyone's going through the same thing. So stick to what you feel you believe is the most important, and don't let anybody change your opinion about that, unless your opinion is crap, in which case you may want to rethink a couple things, but you should be good otherwise. University is a time where you can try stuff that you've never tried before, and this is the importance of societies. So if you want to try like a sport or a music or like a certain interest that you've never really gotten to explore, now is the time. It is the time. Universities have a lot of different societies for this exact reason. I'm not even joking. Like, some of the societies are really weird. I'm not even joking. My university has a Quidditch team, of all things. Got a Quidditch team, and a Disney club, and a Marvel club, and a Tolkien society, and like, just so many. There's so many. Freshers' Fair is a mess. This is when it gets a bit more sensitive, so skip a couple seconds ahead if you don't want to see about it. This is also a time to make sure that your mental state is stable. At this stage in your life, you're going to have a lot of stress and a lot of change and a lot of new responsibilities, and those things, they never really go well together. It's important that if you have a problem to go get help. because it really does help. The people in the well-being center or the residential life advisors or whatever they're called at your university, they know what they're doing and they're there to help. They do know what you're going through because everybody else is going through the exact same thing. It's all slightly different, but most people just are homesick. Homesickness is a really hard thing to deal with sometimes. I got very homesick and it did negatively affected my health for a while. You shouldn't feel bad about needing help. There isn't a shame in admitting at this stage in your life you aren't okay and that you need help, especially with all these new changes that are going on. I myself had to admit a couple months down the line, admittedly, but you know, better late than never. I had to admit that I wasn't entirely okay, and I had a few things going on that I wasn't really comfortable talking about with my close friends. And it was kind of hard for me to accept that. But luckily I had the courage to go eventually talk to someone, and I am doing a lot better now because of it. So I really encourage you, if you need to go speak to someone, because there will be someone there to listen. On a slightly more cheerful note, university is gonna be a lot of fun. It really is. It's going to be some of the best times of your life, but it's also gonna be some of the worst, and that sucks. It's going to be stressful and amazing and just a roller coaster. It's a nice way to have fun while still learning about yourself and how to be an adult and how to grow up and just how to take care of yourself, essentially. It's not going to be a smooth road. Roads never are, especially in England, because the potholes. Look, if you build up a support system, your university life will be a lot easier. Make sure that you stick with it. If you're not ready for university, then that's fine. You're not ready. It's okay. You don't need to be right away. Take a gap year, do some traveling, a little soul searching, and you know what? When you need to go back, you can go back. If you want to be there and you know what you want to do in life, you know, or have a vague idea basically of what you want to do, then don't let the highly stressful situations get to you, because it's always going to get better. It really is, trust me. Persevere, and at the end of the year, it'll be worth it. Trust me, it really is worth it. My first year of university has been some of the best times of my life. It's also been some of the worst. I think I was the happiest I've been in a long time at university. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped if you needed it. I have been, again, I've typed out my ending here. I have been Keely of IB Helpline. You have been the newly graduated IB students. Congrats, guys. You worked hard for this and I'm so proud of you. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe to see Luis and I's mess of a baking video as a June celebration. Oh god, it was such a mess. Thanks again, guys. Bye. I'm making this video incredible. I don't care that I appear to be offline. What? I show you something. Why? Cool. But I'm okay. Fine.
Wait a second. Okay, wait a second. And it's open.
Did you put your toe print as your fingerprint for your phone?
I just hate every human.
Mood. Close the door, heathen. So I've heard, I don't know, I've heard, just put it in a bowl. God, my throat hurts. Ugh. Someone asked me last time if I actually had stuff in this. Yeah, it's called water. Yeah? This is psychology. I know that not everybody acts like they do around their friends, around their parents. Does that make any sense? I don't think that makes any sense. It makes sense now. Why are there so many potholes in the road? Why? Fix them, please. This is why I don't drive.